Yes, go ahead.
Number 18. In cell F4, type the function if OTY dash B4, comma, open quotation mark, close bracket.
Well, so says the if function is helped to determine if anything else extra is to be added. When I typed in this, it says zero, which is means that means nothing extra must be added. No extra donations must be added. No extra donations of water should be added, sir.
Before we continue, how is this if function working? What is it doing?
It allows you to it allows you to make a choice depending on whether a condition is met or not.
Good. So what is the condition here now?
If anything extra needs to be needed, like any extra donations and those things.
No. Based on the function that you created, you're gonna notice the condition. What's the condition based on the function that you created? The function that you just created the function. What is the condition?
Oh, the condition is more needed.
No, that's the heading. That's not condition. More needed is the heading. Look at the function. In the if function, what is the condition? Anyone?
Or the if.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Or the if function that I type is help me to determine, will help you to determine if any extra donations will have to be needed.
Yes, that is the case, but how is the if function working? What is the if function doing exactly? That's what I'm trying to see if you understand. Anyone want to explain what the if function is doing in their own words? So Naishal says B less than quantity, that is the criteria, that's correct. So what is the if function basically doing? If you were to explain it to one of your friends, to see if any value is less than quantity, good. To see if it's less than quantity, and then what's gonna happen? It's gonna check if B4 is less than quantity. Check to see if it fits the criteria, good. And if it does fit the criteria, what is gonna happen? QTY minus cell or QTY minus B4. So that's going to be the true value. So I think I would have said this already, that in order for you to be able to explain a function, how it works, you need to know what are the arguments of that function. Remember, the if function has 3 arguments. It has the test, which is the first argument, is B4 less than quantity. And then if that test is true, then it's gonna output the true value, which is quantity minus B4. And if it is false, it's going to output the false value. Now, notice that the exercise said to put double quotation marks, but Emmanuel did not put double quotation marks, and instead we got 0. So there's some cases where you might want a 0 to appear, but in this situation we don't want a 0 to appear. So when you do not want anything to appear at all, Emmanuel put in the double quotation marks into one of them. The best edit. Anyway, continue. Minus B4. Good. Double quotation mark. 2 double quotation marks. Good. So notice the first one, the first formula he has there, it has a blank cell, is appearing as a blank cell because he used the double quotation mark. Please remember, double quotation marks are used when you want an exact output. So exactly what is inside of the double quotation mark is what will appear. So since nothing is inside of the double quotation mark, nothing will appear. But if you leave out the double quotation marks, you're going to get a 0 because you're not telling it to put nothing basically. So please remember that. So I'll continue with the exercise.
Number 19. Use the autofill feature to copy the function in cell F4 to cells F5 to F9.
Sir, I use the autofill function. It looks like all the other cells up to F9 is blank.
Okay, copy to the last one also.
Only F9 has a value and it's 750.
Okay, copy to the last one also. The F10.
Could you please repeat, sir?
Copy to F10 also. Good. Continue.
Take away until the last value, and only F9 and F10 have two values, which is for F9 is 750, F10 is 500, and F4 to F8 is blank. The cells are blank.
Continue.
Okay. Number 20. Insert a row at row 8 and enter data for another donation. 8,650 torches were donated, with 7,000 shipped via air on 10/9/2019.
Here's row 8 that I've added. Is the donation, which is torches. Is the receive, which is 8,650. Is the donation, which is on the 9th of the 10th or 9th, 2019. The amount shipped, which was 7,000. The way it was transported, which was by air, the more needed by using the if function, which is 0.
So the question now is, how do you insert a row at row 8? Very good. Good. Everyone saw that. So If you wanna insert a row at row 8, you basically select that row, that same row that you want, you right click on it and you insert right there. Or if it's a column, say you want to insert a column at B, you right click on B and you insert. Good. Continue 21.
Number 21. Use the autofill feature to copy the function in cell F7 and paste in cell F8.
Well, since the function cell F7 is absolutely blank, if you copy it to cell F8, you will also have a blank.
Okay, continue.
Number 22. A total set of 3,450 sets of medical supplies have now been donated. Update the spreadsheet to include this data.
And here's it.
3,000.
So, so that is simply you press the cell, press backspace, get rid of the value, and then we type back the new value that you want to put in.
Good. Continue.
Number 23. A loan of $30,000 was used to manage the donations collected and pay staff. The interest rate is 7.25% and the repayment time is 5 years. Type the following data in the same main sheet starting at column J. So,
The PMT, this function is basically used to calculate
Yeah.
payment of loan, or basically also known as the simple interest. So the loan amount, the interest over here, and the years 5, and then the PMT does the calculation for you. Instead of doing the loan process a book, you press the function PMT K4 divided by 12, K5 multiplied 12, K3, and you will get this repayment answer, which is $597.58.
Okay, so open the function, open the formula, open the function. Emmanuel.
sir, the number 23 is when you copy the data. I think he already skipped the number 24.
Well, there's the formula, which is on the top, right at the top above cell I and J. PMT K4 divided by 12, K5 multiplied by 12,
Number
K3.
3.
Good. Now, is this monthly repayment or yearly repayment?
Sir, yearly?
Look at it. It's simple maths. Look at it.
Oh, it's monthly.
Why do you say monthly?
Because it has the years, and if we look at it, it has the loan amount. It shows the interest and the years. And since we payment $597, it gives us a hint that is per month. It's a little hint, and you have the number 12 at the top, 12 and 12, which means, well, since it's 12 months in a year, that also gives away to the theory, give a month.
But as simple as that. Once you're seeing that conversion, it means it's giving you the monthly repayment. So if you take out that conversion now, that divide by 12 and multiply by 12, you're going to get the yearly repayment. Great. So that's it for your part there. A round of applause for group number. Thank you, Monique. All right, so we already had group number 4 present exercise 3. Was it completed? I think it was. Group number 4, Amelie and Savette, did you guys complete your exercise?
Yes, we did.
All right, good. So I guess we are on to exercise 4 now. So that's going to be group number 5, Monique and Shalon.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning. So we'll be looking at exercise 5, searching for information. Okay, so we'll begin with number 1. Type the following data in sheet 3 of the donation spreadsheet.
Are you guys in the right exercise?
I don't think she is, no.
We're at exercise 4?
Exercise 4?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Exercise 4, reviewing functions. Use expensive sheet to continue this exercise. In cells E10, E11, and E12, enter appropriate functions to calculate the average, cheapest and most expensive total cost, respectively.
All right, so in row E, and we go to cell.
In column E, row 10.
Sorry, yes, column E. Okay, so what we're looking for is our average cost. So we enter average and we give it the range or the numeric values which we wanted to calculate the average from. So that'll be your average, open bracket, E4 to E7, close bracket. And when we press enter, it'll give us the average value of the average cost, sorry. So we're coming here to E11 and we're looking for cheapest cost. So in this case, we'll use min, because what min does, it takes a set of values and gives us the smallest value. So once again, we're looking for the cheapest cost or the smallest cost, and you type in a range, E4 to E7, and we get 7650. So our most expensive cost is similar to min. This simply gives us the max value or the max cost. So we type in max, our range once again, press enter.
Okay, we'll move on to question 2. In cell E13, enter an appropriate function to calculate how many services are offered.
All right, for this function, we'll use count. What count does, it takes the argument that we're using or that we want to count, and it shucks, should have gone for read words. Okay, so count will take the information that we enter it or a range or argument, and as we're using service, it will count the number of services which are offered. When we press enter, we get 4. That means that there are 4 services here that are offered.
Question 3. In cell E14, enter an appropriate function to calculate how many services had a discounted amount of more than 2,000.
Yeah, well, this one, We use COUNTIF simply because the COUNTIF has a certain criteria, and this question here, yeah, has a certain condition. We're looking specifically for the services discounted more than $2,000. So our COUNTIF, and we enter our range because this is our discount range. So we enter a range, put the comma, and in uplifted commas, as this is our criteria, we put this in here, uplifted commas, close the bracket, and press enter. And there's only one service which has a discount of more than
Um,
2,000.
what she forgot to mention is that we had to put in the more than sign so
Oh
that
yes, sorry.
can yeah, so we can get it. And for the last one, it says to save the spreadsheet again.
Oh yes. And another thing I noticed, some people didn't have this the other day when we were presenting. Well, when we're developing a spreadsheet, as Sir told us, it has to be very basic. It's something that everybody should be able to understand. And I don't know about y'all, but to see these numbers freelance in here, I have no idea what they meant. So that's why we put this here so you can understand exactly what you're looking at and not just seeing these numbers all over.
Very good point.
And that is what we did for exercise for reviewing functions.
Very good. Monique, could you present once again? Um, so there's some few things we're gonna look at before we continue. Um, so for the function that you have for that you counted the services, can you go to that one? Yes. Does anyone have anything different? I remember marking your assignments, but I can't remember if anybody had anything else different. Or can anybody tell me if anything is wrong with this function? Would you like to suggest?
Sir, I'm not sure. Sir, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that
Go ahead.
the count a function. Sorry, as I was saying, the count functions only counts values, and they're asking for the number of services. And so I was thinking they should have used count a that also counts data and values, like labels and values.
Good. Good. Because that is correct. That's what it was asking of you to count the services. So you were supposed to use this service range. Now they use a service range, yes, but that service range has additional data. Now Monique, if you come out to the function, if you notice what's gonna happen, isn't supposed to change this? Isn't the range supposed to? Yes, Monique, if you change one of the job code, if you actually change it to a number, change it to see what happens. One of the job code, FL, LC, SF, change it to a number. Notice what happened there? And if you continue to change the rest of data to numbers, it's going to continue counting. So this situation we just created there, you are counting that entire range. So you use the range of service and you're basically counting all of the data inside the range. And because cost is the only number there, that's why you got 4. So as Robert mentioned correctly, you're supposed to count services. So this is not only for you, this is for everyone. I think a few other persons had that mistake also. So you can fix it now. It was supposed to have been counting the services. It's supposed to be count A in the first place. Because you're counting the service, and then you have to count the column only, or the range only that has the services inside of it. Not an entire large range of data, only that column coming down, yes. And that would correctly count how many services you have. Alright. So no matter how much it changes, and when you add in more, it'll be able to count it. But so that's supposed to have been the correct answer there. Um, give me a second. I think there was something else in another exercise that I wanted to talk about, but I can't quite remember. Yeah, I spoke about the if already and the quotation mark. I think that's basically it for now. Did we talk about the save and save as to what is the difference? Did we talk about that? No one remembers?
I don't think so, sir.
Alright, so does anyone know? Click on file, Monique.
Yes, sir. We did talk about it.
Okay, so does anyone remember what's the difference between the two? Because we have two options there, save and save as. What's the difference between the two? Anyone?
Save means save the whole, save the file itself, and saves me as save the file as something in a folder or in a document.
Okay. Anyone else?
As something in a document. Either
Anyone else would like to try? What is the difference between save,
Folder.
save as
Sir, are you hearing me?
yes?
Sir, I was saying save meant like you save the changes in the document, and save as means that you like save the entire document in a file or a folder.
Okay.
Sir, save is save data.
Go ahead.
Sir, I think saving the file to the device and save as is saving the file as a name.
Alright. Well, Naishal has the correct answer in the chat. So if you guys want to take note of that, I can help you to remember. Save as allows you to create a new file or to even over.
Sir?
Sure. You wanted to say something, Joshua?
No worries, sir.
Okay. Yes, so save as allows you to create a new file or even to override other files.
Oh, don't worry, sir. Continue.
And the save option allows you to save the current file. So if you notice, we have a file already open. We already have this file saved, donations file. So when we're saving the file, we do not use the save as option when we're saving to the file. Because some students actually do that. You're working on a document, and when they're going to save the document, they choose save as all the time. And then they're constantly creating other versions of the file, and Sometimes they don't create other versions, they overwrite the previous version and save it as the same file. But when you are saving the changes to a file, that is the save option. When you're saving to the file, and when you want to create a new file completely, you want to create a new file completely, or you want to change the file type, click on save as, Monique. And click on browse. Good. So this box actually comes up when you are creating. If you now create a file and you click on if you now open a brand new file and you click on save, the save as option would also open because it is used to create a new file. So here you give it a name, you give it a type, and you give it a location. So when you're going to save it in the future, you use the save option. But if you're going to create a new version of the file, a new copy, then you're going to use the save as once again. But it can be useful using the save as because creating as students, having different versions of your file can be useful in case you lose one of them because I know you always lose your homework and assignment every day. So that can be beneficial to you. All right. So a round of applause for group number 5.
Clap for myself, guys.
Sometimes that's all we can do. Clap for ourselves.
Yeah, Monique, you do good. I can't copy you. My phone too hard. I copy.
Thank you.
Alright, so we're moving on to group number 6 with exercise 5. So that's Karishma and Gabriella.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. We're group 6 and we'll be doing exercise 5, searching for information. Krishna?
Just a second. I don't know why this is happening.
Okay. Okay, Krishna, you ready?
Yeah. Can you guys see?
Yeah, we could see. Um, the first question states, type the following data in sheet 3 of the donation spreadsheet.
Okay, so some things are changed and they might not look the same because something happened that we had to change the exercise. So firstly, I inserted all the data that was in the picture, which was job code, service, cost, and this was SF.
And the second question says to double click on sheet 3 as menu.
So I double clicked here, which was sheet 3, and I renamed it as menu and pressed enter.
Okay. Question 3 says in cell 3 type equal VLOOKUP, open bracket, C2, comma, service, comma, 2, comma, false, and close bracket.
So I enter that function here, the v equals v lookup open brackets C2, comma service, comma 2, comma false, close bracket, and I press enter. And what this does basically is that it searches in the first column of the service range that is found in the expensive sheet. And it searches
The
for
first
SF,
column.
which was supposed to be here, which is found in C2.
I already said it searches the first column.
Yeah, and it compares it.
Okay, okay, okay.
And like so, storage facilities and shown in C3. False is added to the function and indicate that the items in the first column job code are not sorted if they were. You could also VLOOKUP, open bracket C2, comma service, comma and close bracket. And moving on to question 4, it says to change the job code in cell C2 from SF to LC.
So I changed this, which is supposed to be SF, and I changed it to LC and entered, and this would have changed
Question 5.
because
Question 5, in cell C4, type equal VLOOKUP, open bracket C2, comma service, comma 3, comma false, and close bracket.
I entered that formula, and so this, like I said, for this one, it basically searches for the value that is here in the in a column in the service range, but this one it's searching in the third column.
Good. Now, question 6 says change job code in C2 from LC to HE.
So I changed this from LC to HE, which you can see here now, and pound and forward slash A was supposed to come up in these two cells.
So why aren't we seeing it?
Because for later on in the exercise,
Because what?
we have to use that control button.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in the exercise, you have to view your times on formula by pressing the control button with the accept thing at the top, and then it reviews all the formula, the functions inside the
Okay, got it.
cells. I don't know if it's correct.
First, you heard that? First one?
Yes, sir.
How do you see the values? Your partner just told you what to do.
Yeah, and now we just have to save the spreadsheet of it. And that's the end of the
Alright, this one of
exercise.
y'all hearing me? Are you guys hearing?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Sir. Yes.
We hear you, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, good. just lost connection. Just give me a brief overview of what a VLOOKUP is doing. Let me see if you have an idea of what it is doing. What is the VLOOKUP doing?
Sir, it's searching for a certain column in a certain value in. So VLOOKUP is searching for a certain value in a certain column.
So in this situation here, what is the value it is searching for?
So it's searching for the value that is in C2.
Very good. And what do we call that? What what argument do we call that? Anyone remembers? Anyone other than the group members? What do we call that argument? No one remembers? It starts with L.
So the lookup function.
Close, half of that. Look up something. Look up. Let's look up value. So the first part of the syntax, the first argument, that's C2 there, that's your lookup value. So that's what it's looking for. So whatever's in cell C2. So what is the service part now?
So that is the range where it is looking for C2.
Good. Where to find the data? Good. Range. And what is the 2 and the 3?
So that is the column in which it is searching for. The specific column where it is searching for C2.
You can say it that way. That's the column that is going to search for, or that's the column data that it wants. Because that's the column that is going to bring over to this location, right? And what's the false doing?
So if the information is sorted or not.
Good. So false would indicate which one?
So false will be if it is not sorted.
Very good. False can indicate that it is not sorted. Good. Is there anyone that's still confused about VLOOKUP? Anyone in class? Or did you guys understand it better from the exercise?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Let me go quickly to the last two exercises and wrap up there. So round of applause to number 6. And let's have group number 7 quickly. Exercises 6 and 7 and wrap up there.
Morning, everyone. Yes,
Is your partner here? Oh, your partner just
Sure. So we're group 7 and we're doing exercise 6 and 7. So exercise 6. So exercise 6, number 1, located out above the top key on your keyboard to display the functions and formulae in the spreadsheet.
Formula here, which is VLOOKUP.
Then number 2, it says adjust the cells to show the functions and formulae clearly.
Here, this or we use autofill.
Then it says press CTRL and grave accent to display your results once again.
And that was originally how it was before we started the formula.
So exercise 7, number 1, you have to return to the main sheet for this exercise. So number 1, in cell G3, type priority.
Now, this is cell G3 and priority was type.
Then number 2, select the range C.
Shipping. Sorry about that. Shipping.
Then number 3, in cell G4, type equal rank, open bracket, C4, comma, shipping, comma, 1, close bracket. Or in later versions of Excel, it's C4, comma, shipping, comma, 1, close bracket.
All right, good. So here we have rank.eq because we're using the latest version of rank. So version of the spreadsheet. So rank function is a function that determines the rank you want to find the range of
this here. Alright. So what I wanted to so I'm guessing they finished presenting exercise 7. There's only one thing I wanted to talk about this exercise here. Now I'm sure all of you got the error for the last value in priority, right? And it told you to change.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now I noticed for some of you when I were checking your assignment, some of you changed the date completely. Now yes, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, yes. So as I was saying, I noticed some of you changed the date completely. If you change the date completely, if you swap the 9 and the 15, you are changing the date. And the reason why you got the error in the first place is because of the formatting of the date. So you would simply have to change the format of the date instead of changing the date. And how do we change the format of a date? Anyone? How do we change the format for data?
I change it by using the date for the year.
By one more time for me.
Find the month for the year instead of the date.
Give me a second.
And then the months we put it to the month
Right.
and the day.
Good. So if you click on home, click on the home tab.
I will change.
Click on the home tab, Shane.